Okay, move over, Pumpkin. Move over. Yeah, you're always in my way. Always in my way. Oh, come on. Good morning, guys. Or it's morning here anyway. Sorry I'm a little bit messy, but I just got back from my walk. I'm just going to make a quick video here. I called it Single and Isolating Yourself for a reason. If you're a single lady, whatever your age, you might have, maybe because of a divorce or a breakup or whatever, you might have just isolated yourself, not go anywhere, not do anything, just kind of stay at home, which I understand, believe me. Today I'm feeling really good right now because I went to the mall. We have at the mall where I live, they have mall walking. They open the doors for people before store hours so that you can just walk the mall. Well, I had gone and registered, oh gosh, several months ago, but never went. And I kind of was just isolating myself in a lot of ways. Just needed to be at home, wanted to be at home, didn't really want to do much, didn't really want to go anywhere. I don't know, it was just, you know how you go through these periods in life. I mean, I've been divorced for 16 years, but for the last, I don't know, I guess year and a half, I sort of just, I don't know, I didn't want to do much. I was content being at home. I was content just being with my dogs, cleaning my house, just, I don't know, I would get, you know, I would get antsy now and then, like, oh, I gotta get out of here, but then, I don't know, I didn't really want to. And oh baby, and so I kind of just went with what I felt I needed, which was I just didn't want to do much. And my son came over last Thursday night, and we talked about it, and he was like, Mom, my son Nathan, and he was like, Mom, I think you just needed this time. You just needed it to deal with whatever, you know, is going on inside of you. And we talked for quite a while, and I love talking to him because he's very understanding and very he's non-judgmental. He doesn't sit there and say, oh well, this, that, you know. He's kind of one of these people that, like, when I talked to him Thursday night, he listened. He just listened to everything I had to say. I mean, I had a lot of emotions to deal with and what have you. And he was like, Mom, you needed this time. But now, maybe it's time. You're getting too restless. Maybe it's time you do something. And I had told him, you know, before that I had signed up for that mall walking but never did it. And he goes, maybe now's the time. Maybe something's pulling you to do it now for some reason. Because it was. Something kept telling me, get out there. Go do that mall walking. Go get out. Do something. And that was calling me for some reason. So he was like, Mom, just do it. Go do it. So I went and bought some tennis shoes, good for walking, and I'm just wearing leggings and a t-shirt. I just got back from it. And guys, I gotta tell you, if you're kind of in a little bit of a trap where you feel like you're isolated, and maybe you've been isolating yourself, and maybe you're starting to feel like, oh, I need to get out, find something to do that doesn't require you to be tied to it. You know what I mean? Like this mall walking, the reason I chose this is I thought, you know what, I can do this when I want to do it, what day I want to do it. I don't have to, you know, be tied to, even volunteering. You know, if you volunteer, they start relying on you. I don't want anything like that. I want something that's my free time to do when I feel like it. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it. So he talked to me, and we talked about all, you know, the stuff inside my head, and, you know, all the emotions and just all kinds of things. And he helped me to, you know, he brought over some paints. He had bought some new paints because we both like to draw and paint. And he brought over some new paints for me to try, and I was painting as I talked to him, and it was really nice, a really nice visit. He's very understanding, very, I don't know what the word is, but you know, one of those people that, he's very level-headed, that I guess you could say, very level-headed. He's very, like I said, non-judgmental. He keeps his cool. He doesn't just bash you or attack you or come at you. He really, he's easy to talk to. So we talked and talked, and he made me realize, this is a kid who, well, he's 29, but he's my kid. A while back when I was in a really tough place emotionally, he asked me something no one's ever asked me. I was sitting here crying and not knowing what to do. I was just in one of those times, and he came over. I called him, I was like, can you come over? I need to talk to you. So he came over, and we talked and talked and talked, and I cried and cried and cried. And then out of the blue, he goes, Mom, what did you like to do before you became a wife, a mom, before you were ever married? What did you like to do? And it kind of stumped me because no one's ever asked me that. And I said, I loved to paint. I used to paint in school. I loved art in school. And he goes, okay, then let's go get what you need. And I was like, what? And he says, let's go. So he took me to Michael's and got me everything I needed to start painting. I mean everything. Canvases, paints, brushes, tools, you name it. He got me everything. I was like in shock. It was not cheap either. And I was like, you don't have to do this. He goes, no, I want to do this for you. He goes, I want you to find that person you were before being married and a mom and all the responsibilities and everything. And it was wonderful. And I started painting again, which I truly enjoyed. I stopped for a while because I got into this place again where I was like, oh, I don't know, but I'm going back to it now. But I knew I needed to get out. It was like my senses, all my senses were telling me, it's time for you to get out more. And I gave up on the dating scene years ago, guys. The last time I went on a date was 2006. Or no, 2007. And I gave up. I was so sick of meeting jerk guys that I just gave up on it. I figure if I'm meant to meet somebody, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen, the way it's supposed to happen without me looking, So something was just telling me it's time to get out. And like my son said, he goes, you got to push yourself a little bit, Mom, because otherwise you're just going to be stuck in this house doing nothing. And because I'm retired, and it stuck with me. The way he said it was like, yeah, you're right. And because he said it in a way that didn't make me feel like I was wrong for what I've been doing by just isolating myself. He said it in a way like, something's telling you, something's calling you to do this, Mom. That's why you're feeling that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I went out today, guys, went to the mall for my first mall walk, and I gotta tell you, it was wonderful. There were several people, not like when you're at the mall and it's jam-packed, nothing like that. There were several people, of course the mall's so big, but they were all walking. I mean, they're just walking and walking, and I thought, wow, there's more people than I expected. It was nice. There was enough people where you didn't feel alone, but not like you were at the mall shopping when you're elbow to elbow. No, nothing like that. And it was great. Looking at all the stuff in the windows as I walked, I was like, oh my God, but I didn't stop. I mean, I kept walking as I looked at everything. But it really made it nice, climate controlled, security's there. You don't have to worry about being outside as a woman, especially being attacked by somebody or dogs coming at you, I mean, there's so much crap to being outside anymore. I am not comfortable as a woman walking alone. I will not do that outside. There's just too many crazy people, and I will not put myself at risk. Nothing out there is worth me walking alone, not knowing what's going to happen. Just the thought of that would cause me stress. I knew that if I tried it one time around my neighborhood, the whole time I was walking, I was so stressed, thinking, gosh, why is that guy over there? What's he doing? And then you hear dogs barking, and then I was like, oh my God, are they loose? I was stressed beyond words. I thought, never again. So I decided to do them all. Guys, it was so great. If you're older, like I'm 64, it doesn't matter your age. There were people there from, looked like teenage years all the way up to 90s. I mean, literally everything in between. People were walking. Some were just sitting there on their phones, you know, just relax. And this is before the store hours. So all the lights weren't on, which was nice. So it was kind of a low light situation. And I just walked and walked. I walked for an entire hour. Just, I mean, really at a good pace. I didn't think it was going to do much, but man, by the time I finished, I was sweating. I mean, I was sweating. I was like, whoa. Because I hadn't really done much exercising at all. I mean, I'm not into hardcore exercise at all. I don't think it's good for you. That's just my opinion. I think it damages your joints and other things over time. But walking, I believe, is very good for you. It certainly got my heart pumping, I can tell you that. And while I was walking, I walked by a lady, and I thought maybe she was 71, 72 at the max. And I just happened to walk by her, and I just looked over, and she looked at me, and I just said, good morning. And she's like, good morning. And we started talking. So we started walking around together, and I was stunned. This woman, she told me that she had started walking years ago at the mall. And I was like, oh, so you've been doing this for a while? And she was, oh yeah. She was, I'm 88. And I was like, I looked at her, I said, what? And she was, I'm 88. I said, no way. I was like so stunned. I said, you're 88? And she was, uh-huh. I mean, this woman was walking at a clip with me. I was not walking slow. And I couldn't, she did not even look anywhere near that age. I said, you can't be 2 years away from 90. And she goes, oh yes I am, sweetie. And she asked me how old I was. And I said, I'm 64. And she goes, oh, you're just a pup. And I was like, you can't be 88. And she goes, honey, I have been doing this mall walking for years and years. She goes, and I believe that's what's helped keep me strong and helped keep me going. Because as we walk, you know, she would move her arms, what have you. And I was just stunned. And she goes, it helps my mind. She goes, there are days that I want to talk with people like today with you. She goes, I am enjoying this. She goes, and then there are days when I just want to walk around in peace to clear my mind. And she says, and having all this beauty around me, she goes, let's face it, look at all the cool stuff in the windows and everything. She goes, it's cheerful. And she says, and then come the holidays. She goes, oh, Christmas time, I love walking around here. I was like, oh my gosh. And she says, you will find as you continue to walk, you're going to meet more and more people, and you'll get to know each other well. And she goes, a lot of people here have become very good friends. And she goes, you just keep coming in. And she, like when I was talking to my son, he says, you don't have to do it every day, Mom. Just, you know, when you feel like it, pick a day. Make sure you go here and there, two, you know, whatever, 1, 2, 3 days. And I thought, yeah, you know, because I also talked to the security, and he said, some people come every day, some people come once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. He goes, do what fits you. He goes, don't burn yourself out by saying, I have to be here every day. He says, then it becomes a chore, then you don't enjoy it. And I thought, yeah, that's very true. So when I was talking to my son, he's like, Mom, just, you know, do it. Just get out there. Because I know what some of you are going through after maybe a breakup, after a divorce, whatever, or maybe you're just at a time in life where maybe a lot of things have happened and you just kind of isolated yourself. Maybe you just needed that. Maybe you needed that, because my son made me feel really good about the fact that he's like, you just need this time. You just need this time right now. It's what you needed. And I realized, yeah, that's all it was. We all go through times when we want to deal with people, when we don't. This time for me has been kind of a healing, I guess, where I got great comfort. If any of you are like me, I got great comfort in organizing my house, you know, cleaning out those closets, getting things in order, getting rid of junk that I no longer wanted, kind of Marie Kondoing the place, you know. It just felt good for me to go through and just do little things and straighten things and clean. I don't know, it was just a kind of a, what would the word be, just, I don't know, kind of a healing thing for me. And now that the weather's starting to turn, like we've had rain and it was very cool, I thought to myself, this will be so nice to go to that mall when it's cold and just walk around. And then the smell of the Cinnabons was wafting through the air. I was like, oh my God, you know, I will treat myself to that once in a blue moon. But yeah, everybody was in there getting their stores ready to open. You know, all the cage doors are down and everything. But it was cool. Everybody's in there getting ready to open their stores, and everybody was in a good mood. Of course, it's the beginning of the day before everybody's worn out, you know. And I went by the pretzel place, which I love. Oh my God, those pretzels. And they were getting everything ready. And I just looked at her and I said, good morning. She says, oh my gosh, good morning. And people were just in a good mood. And it's because it's the beginning of the day before everyone's shot, you know. So I'm telling you guys, if you're in that place where you're feeling isolated, or you have isolated yourself for your own reasons, but you are starting to feel a little restless, find something that, if you're like me, I don't want anything that's going to tie me to it. I'm done. I mean, I got married the first time when I was 18. I got pregnant when I was 19. I was barely married a year and got pregnant. So I have been responsible for someone at some point since I was 18. And I had my last child when I was 35. So, and I had 5 kids. So this time, for me, in my life at 64, I want something that's enjoyable, that I'm not tied to, that I you know, I don't have to think, I don't have to go to bed thinking, oh my God, I have to be there tomorrow. I don't want that. And if you're in that position as well, even if you're not, I mean, even if you still have to work, you need to find ways to get rid of the stress and the crap of having to work. You know, you have to. And I found this very enjoyable. And guys, this is not just for old people. So if you're thinking that, you're dead wrong. I could not believe the different ages. I mean, literally, like I said, from 18 to 90. They were out there, some of them with their canes and walkers, and everything in between. And people were just walking, and you could tell, you could see the people who just needed the time to just walk. They didn't want to associate. And then you could tell what people were in the mood to talk, and I imagine, you know, that varies with all the people, because it is so peaceful. And since it's climate controlled, you don't have to worry that it's too hot, that it's too cold. It was like perfect, just perfect to be in there and looking at the different, you know, things in the windows and just watching people. I'm a people watcher. I love to watch people. And it was just so cool watching everybody getting their stores ready to start the day. They're working in the cash registers. They're getting the food all ready. They're, you know, the housekeepers, janitors. They were all getting everything cleaned up, and it was kind of cool just watching everybody getting ready for their day, and as well as getting my exercise in. And boy, by the end of that hour, my legs were hurting. My thighs were kind of like, ooh, you know, I think it's time to stop. So I think I did pretty good for an hour. I mean, I just went round and round and round at a good pace. And I felt my heart start going. And just a slow, not, you know, boom, 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 like hard exercise. I don't like what that stress does to the heart. This was more of a, I could feel it speed up a little bit. And then after walking for a little while, you know, that little sweat that starts here and then a little bit here, and you're like, oh, I'm sweating. And pretty soon I felt it on my back. I thought, I'm getting a workout. My heart's moving, you know. So it felt good. It was not the kind of workout where you're just like, oh God, this hurts, and you feel miserable. It was enjoyable. And then this woman that I happened to meet, we just started talking. She just started telling me everything. It was really weird. She just started talking to me. And to know that she was 88 and walking that well, and she was slender and she was in good shape, I thought, wow. And she says, yeah. She says, I've been doing this for years and years. She says, and I wouldn't trade it for anything because it keeps me going. I meet people, I see beautiful things, and I just feel good. And I'm safe. I don't have to worry. And I thought, because guys, I'm telling you, the peace of mind it gave me, just walking like that, knowing I was safe in there. There was like I said, enough people to where you felt comfortable, that there were a lot of people to, or enough people to where if anything happened, there's somebody there to help you. Um, but not enough to where you felt like, oh my gosh, there's too many people here. It was just like perfect. And the security guard told me, he said, yeah, this is how it is. He goes, people come here all the time just to walk, just to sit. Sometimes, he goes, some people come just to sit for an hour. They're reading, or they're on their phones just chatting or whatever. He goes, so it's just to get away, but you don't have to worry about mass crowds, and you don't have to worry about, you know, dangers out there of walking, especially as a woman. You don't have any of that. So it was so enjoyable. So I'm telling you, maybe if you're feeling really down and out, or you just feel like, ugh, life is crappy, maybe if you have a mall out there where you can do that, do that. Go do it if they have that available. If not, maybe find something else that you can do at your own pace, at your own time, that you're not tied to. Because once you're tied to something, even if it's fun, it starts to lose the fun, because you know you have to be there. Okay, kind of like work. You might love your job, but let's face it, there are days you're like, God, I have to be there. So on your free time, find something that leaves you open to do it, whether if you want to or if not. You don't feel like you have to. And that's why, for me, this felt so good today. I was so relaxed when I left there. Oh my God, I got in my car and I thought, that was amazing. It was such a good exercise, and seeing everybody in good moods, and then chatting with this elderly woman. She was so sweet. She was an Italian woman. She was very sweet, and telling me stories about her life and what have you, and how her husband's out there working in the yard today. And I thought, dang, these people are strong. I mean, she goes, we're strong people because we keep active. She goes, my family keeps very active. She goes, my husband is 2 years older than me, which makes him 90. And she goes, he's out there in the yard working every day. And she goes, and I get out there and help him too. She says, on top of this. And I was like, wow, that's the key. You've got to stay active, but I don't believe in hard exercise. I'm sorry, guys. I've seen enough damage that people have done to themselves from working too hard, and even having heart attacks and what have you. I just don't buy it. But anyway, I just wanted to make this to say, if you're isolating yourself, but you're still feeling like, but all of a sudden you're feeling like you're restless, you want to do something, find something that's fun, find something that's relaxing, find something you're not tied to. Find something where you can go if you want to. If you don't, no biggie. It's not going to affect anyone. That's what this is for me. And I'm just so glad that I had that talk with my son, because I was at the point where I have been getting restless for quite a while. For several months I was starting to get restless. But it was kind of reaching a peak. And he came over, and it worked out nicely. I mean, he just talked to me, I got it out, and it was just kind of the little nudge I needed without being told, well, go do this. Just the way he said it, you know, so it's calling you, Mom, something's calling you to do this, you know, it's nudging you. And I was like, yeah, you're right, it is nudging me. And so I did it. So anyway, guys, if you're feeling a little down today, if you're feeling maybe depressed, maybe sad, what have you, it really helps when you get around other people. You know, I know sometimes you do want to just be alone when you're feeling down and out. I understand that, believe me. But I've also realized that by being around people, it can help take your mind off of that, you know. And like in this situation, these were people I didn't know. So immediately I didn't feel any kind of a, you know what I mean, like with, sometimes even with friends and with family, what have you, you feel like you got to watch how you are or something. These are people I didn't know, so I was like, I'm me, this is it. I was just walking, and, you know, I didn't care. It was a very free, wonderful feeling, guys. It really was. So if you're feeling a little down, get out, go find something fun, and make your day a little bit better, help clear your mind. Because sometimes you can run into people who will truly just make you feel good for the moment, even if it's just for the time that you're walking or whatever it is you choose to do. I believe that people come into your life for a reason, at a time for a reason, at a certain time, and I believe they leave your life for a certain reason. You know, whenever they happen to leave your life, I believe there's reasons for all that. And I didn't go there thinking, oh, I'm going to meet some friend today or whatever. I didn't go there. My whole thought was, I just want to go walk. I just want to exercise a little. And then this lady just comes out of nowhere. And yes, she's much older than me, but that doesn't matter. She was just nice, and she was nice to talk to. So it was enjoyable. So guys, get out there. If you're watching this right now and you're feeling kind of down and out, maybe if you have a mall that does this, or even if it doesn't have to be before store hours, just go to the mall, walk around, just walk, look at the people, smell the smells, the sound, hear the sounds. Just get out there amongst people and get your mind off of whatever may be bringing you down right now, or maybe it's just making you sad for whatever reason. Get out there. It really helps. So talk to you later, guys. I'm going to go drink some nice cold water. So have a good one. Talk to you later.